Adoption. It is the most beautiful thing in the whole world. I am going to say that over and over and over again. But is it cheap? No. So come chat with me, grab your Joe, and we're going to talk about the best ways to raise that money so you can do your adoption debt-free. What? Dave Ramsey, who's a well-known radio host and author and financial guru and actually my husband's employer, he is well known for saying there is no example, I'm paraphrasing, no example in the Bible of God calling someone to something and God using debt as a tool to provide it. It is possible to do your adoption completely debt-free. We have done it 3 times. We are living proof. I'm giving you tips and tricks and tools to be able to do it debt-free because it is possible. I don't want you to ever not consider adoption because the money seems too ginormous, okay? The money is out there in grants and fundraising and all that. The money is there. You just got to go look for it. Grab your pen and paper and let's talk. First, let's talk about the different kinds of adoptions that there are. The first one is out of foster care. That is the least expensive. In most states, you can pay zip. In other states, it's between, I don't know, a couple $100 to maybe $1,500, depending upon what the state requires you to do. The second is private domestic adoption, which is what we did 3 times. That can cost anywhere from low end would be 10, although I don't know how that's possible, to about 40,000. Our 3 ranged between 17,000 and 35,000. And guess what? God provided all of it. We did not have to take out a loan. We did it debt-free, paid with cash. So we're going to talk about how you can do that too. The next is overseas. Overseas has the same fees typically as private domestic adoption, but sometimes you have to travel to that country a couple times before you can go over and bring your child home. So that raises that cost. Overseas adoption is gonna be up to about 50,000, sometimes plus, sometimes a lot less. Just depends on the agency you use, the travel requirements, etc. Now with private domestic adoption and overseas adoption, well, and foster care also, except it could be covered by the state you're in, you have to pay for a home study where they come in and they check out your home. That can be around $1,200. You're gonna have to pay for fingerprints, background checks, sheriff background checks, all those little things all add up, right? And there's gonna be agency fees, there's gonna be lawyer fees for yourself, for the birth family, all kinds of stuff. Hospital fees, possibly if the birth mom does not have health insurance. So we can break all that stuff down, but that's where the costs come from. It's not agencies who just wanna make money. You're paying a whole bunch of people to do the paperwork to make sure A, you are qualified and you are gonna be a rad parent, and 2, that you're gonna take care of this kid, that people vouch for you, that your home is safe, and that this is legally binding forever, which is very important. So all the costs and fees go into those things. So this is what I want you to ask yourself. If money were not an issue, what type of adoption would you do? Would you do foster to adopt? Would you do private domestic adoption in the US, or would you do overseas? There is a big difference between all 3 of those cost-wise, but I want you to dream and think and analyze and talk to your spouse, or if it's just you, decide which way you want to adopt, and then with a passion, you decide, you get excited, and you move forward. I would suggest not going the cheapest route just because it's the cheapest route and you want to save money. God is bigger than your money, y'all. He really is. Whether you believe in God or not, He is bigger than your money, and if that child is to be with you, mountains are going to be moved. You're going to see, I promise. So here's an example of God providing big for us. With our first, we did fundraising. We did a bake sale. I made a bunch of different breads and pies and said, like, offered them to our friends and family, people at our church, like, this is our adoption fundraiser. You can order a banana bread or a raspberry peach pie, which, oh my word, y'all, those are the best, at donation. So you sign up for what you want, we will deliver, you give us a check. It was easy as that. We had anywhere from 10, 15, 20, 25 bucks for a pie or a loaf of bread to, we had one family who extremely generously gave us $10,000 for a pie. That, I thought it was a joke at first, y'all. I had never seen a check that big before, but that was one of the ways that they wanted to bless us. We did not put a stipulation on it. Sometimes if you say it's going to be 20 bucks a pie or whatever, that limits people's giving. So lift that limit, say donation only, and you will find more often than not, people are very eager to give above and beyond when there's no limits. Y'all, it's not easy. You got to work your tail off, but it's totally worth it. So here are some steps to help you start. Let's talk baseline, okay? You've decided you want to adopt. You have a rough estimate as to how much money you need to raise. Here's what you do. My advice to you is, one, set up a separate checking account at your local bank. That will be it's a personal checking account. Go with a free one, whatever bank you love, go there. You'll get your debit card and you'll get checks that go with that account. We put every donation that came into our hands, we put it into that bank account. And then we used our debit card or our checks to pay for adoption expenses. It was easy to keep track of. We knew exactly how much we had. We knew exactly how much we spent. It wasn't getting mixed up in our regular finances and budget. Second, speaking of budget, is tighten up your own personal budget. You don't need, well, I say need relatively. I'm a woman, I love to shop, but if I'm out and I see a cute purse or something for my kids or whatever that we need, I had to tell myself, do I really need that? I would rather have a child instead of that purse or that shirt or that pair of shoes, no matter how badly I wanted that. So tighten up your budget. Ask yourself, do I really need these extra things? Eat out less if you can. Just tighten up that budget, and whatever you have left over, you and your spouse or you decide how much of that you're gonna put into your adoption fund. Next is pick up extra jobs. If you can babysit and get paid for that, if you do web design and can get paid for that, if you can run errands for someone and get paid for that, think creatively, think outside the box, whatever extra jobs that you can do in the meantime while you're trying to raise money for this beautiful child that you're dreaming of, do it. It is worth it. A little extra sweat will go a long way, and you're gonna see that goal met a lot faster. Number 4 is check your benefits at work. Some employers offer adoption benefits, so if it's there, you gotta tap into it for sure, so check on that. And if you're looking to get a side job in the meantime, look for one, apply only at those who have adoption benefits. You're win-win at that point. Next is grants. There are a gazillion and a half grants out there. They all have their own requirements. Some are for overseas only, some are for special needs only, some are for in the US only, some are for low-income families only. It depends. So you gotta do your research and you gotta find out which grants you wanna apply for. Apply for as many as you can. The worst they're gonna say is, sorry, you don't qualify. Okay, but you tried, right? So apply for a gazillion of them and then hope and pray that you get at least one of them. And then fundraise, which is so fun to be creative, get those juices flowing, and to think of all the different ways that you can bring in money that way. Along with fundraising, you are going to want to send out letters. Now, a lot of people can think, I don't want to be begging for money. I don't want it to be a handout. Y'all, you gotta erase that from your mind. People love you, right? You have friends, family, your tribe who love you, who want to be a part of this. Make sure you shout from the rooftops, your news. You are reaching out to them. You are asking them to be personally involved in this journey with you. You are saying, can you please help me organize this fundraiser? I have these ideas, or what ideas do you have that I could do for a fundraiser? Would you love to help me with it? People love to feel good about helping others. So remind yourself of that. That kind of takes the pressure off. People want to help. People want to be involved. You are giving them that opportunity to be emotionally involved with you and to be along for the journey. Let's talk grants. There are 3 different grants out there. There is the direct grant. You apply for it, they give you the money. All right, well, if they accept you, which there are a lot of requirements, a lot of stipulations onto those, but they are there and available. The next is a fundraising grant, where some organizations create an avenue for your friends and family to be able to donate towards your adoption through them, and then it makes it a tax-deductible donation for them. Isn't that awesome? The next is a matching grant that combines the two. It combines the direct and it combines the fundraising. So let's say they are a fundraising and direct grant company, whatever they're called, and they say, you get your friends and family to donate XYZ, we will match that and give you that. Those are the 3 different types of adoption grants that are available. So do your research, apply to all of them, and figure out which kind fits your family best and go for it. Let's talk fundraising ideas. It is the most beautiful thing to watch your friends and family, your neighborhood, your tribe come together and help you reach your goal. Which your goal is financial, but what is your ultimate goal? Your ultimate goal is to have that new baby in your arms, to have that child that you nurture and hold, that precious soul that you are, for the rest of your time on earth, responsible for. It is beautiful. That is your ultimate goal. When you get down and discouraged and think it's never going to happen, it's going to happen. You put the blood, sweat, and tears in it, it's going to happen. There is so many other incredible ideas out there. Like we did bake sales. We sent out letters to our friends. We did a raffle. We worked with restaurants. We did chocolate bar sales. There's also garage sales. There are silent auctions and movie nights and pancake breakfast and social media stuff where you can reach out to your friends and family that way. Social media is an awesome way to get people involved in your adoption journey. I hope you feel encouraged that adoption is not out of reach just because it's expensive. You can do this. I know you can. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. Please ask. I would love to help you on your journey. My Facebook group is listed down below. Come on over, join. We get in depth on all these issues over there. It is an amazing community. And please subscribe. I have new videos coming out weekly. We talk adoption, race, family, all in a real life setting. Usually my kids are walking through the background. Usually you can hear them bounce around upstairs. What you can't see behind me is a skateboard on the floor. Life is a beautiful journey and we're gonna do this together, all with coffee in hand, am I right? I don't think so. What in the world did we bake? It's been like 13 years. With you.
Hey now, take a step outside and seize the day.